like to turn the microphone over to Councillor Norval Mitchell to bring greetings from the Library Board.
Once again, thanks for being out on this beautiful sunny day. We're going to try to keep things short so you can mingle, and if you have other things to do, feel free to leave when you need to. On behalf of the Library Board, and you have some here this evening, we welcome you. We want to thank the town, the county, for their contribution to the new library. And when you come back again, these seats will all be gone, and you'll have to sit next door. That's a great thing. I invited Warden Smith and Miss East here today, but he hasn't arrived, so I'll bring greetings on behalf of Miss East and Council. It's a great day to be associated with the library. It's a great day to be here in Truro to congratulate you, the patrons, on an excellent choice and a fine building that you'll have for many years to come. Feel free to eat, drink, and I'll say be merry, because soon this building will be gone and the memories will still last forever. I'll pass it back to Janet, and once again, thanks for coming and enjoy your stay with us.
Thank you very much, Janet, and ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here today, and certainly I think that the way the weather is acting today, the sun is smiling upon us because it knows what's coming next, and that's the building next door to us. I do want to bring regrets on behalf of one of our councillors, Councillor Brian Kinsman, and I'd like to just share that Councillor Kinsman was here 48 years ago for the grand opening of this building. He was in grade 6, and he came for a cookie and a drink. So we don't have cookies. See the healthy eating we have today. We have all fruit and vegetables, so that's a good thing. I do want to say on behalf of council, congratulations to the library and also to the patrons on this significant event of which we're about to embark on. And I also, there's some people in the audience today. Charlotte McCory is here, and Charlotte and myself, Janet, have worked a lot over the last 20 years to find a new home for the library, and we have had discussions about that building and what we were going to do with it. And it's not like we were in a hurry to make a decision, but we did take our time. And finally, we're here now, and we have a facility that I think it's going to be to us what the new library in HRM is to Halifax and surrounding area. It's going to be very, very exciting. So I do want to thank all the board members, also Colchester County and Stuyak, and all of us, work together to make this happen. And you know what? We couldn't be more happy of what's going to happen. And when this building is done, all the landscaping that will be done in this area, it's going to be something that is going to restore it to the way it was when that building was in its prime. And I think we'll all be excited about the end result. So again, it takes a team and a lot of teamwork to accomplish things, and I couldn't be more proud of the teamwork that all of us have put together for this project. And it's going to be an exciting thing again. So we'll look forward to seeing you again, probably in about maybe 2 months and a half, and with the opening of that facility, and we'll probably have cookies and a drink, and you're welcome to attend.
Good afternoon, everybody. As usual, Bill's a hard act to follow, but I really appreciate the opportunity to take part in this event here today. I think it's great to read the history of the library, and we know this whole building has served the community quite well over the last 48 years. As we also know, it's past its best before date, and it's time to move on. And I think we're so fortunate to, as Bill has mentioned, to have a new facility or renovated facility to take over from this facility here. I think we're so fortunate to be here rather than Newfoundland right now, where you hear they're closing libraries and cutting back the hours of operation on others. And again, we're quite blessed that we've been moving ahead and looking ahead. And but I'd like to, on behalf of the county, I'd like to commend the board and the staff of the library for their perseverance and their patience in going through this process. As Bill mentioned, it's been a long time. We've been a little part of it, and as a county, we're very pleased to be a partner in the new facility. And it just shows what can be done, with Bill mentioned about working together. I think it's another part of regional cooperation, and it's just amazing what can be accomplished when we all work together. I think it's, as we look back a bit, just the last few years, and you look at the investments that made in this community and the bigger community over the last few years. You know, we have great trails and parks, we have new schools, a new rec center, and now this. I think this is the last part of a big package that makes this community such a great place to live and bring up our families. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Thank you for having me be part of this. And anyway, thanks again.
Good afternoon. I just wanted to say thank you, as these other two fine gentlemen have said before me. The beauty of coming third is it's been said before, so I don't have to say it. I just want to echo their sentiments. And this has always been the Truro Library for me. I don't know anything different. Being 54, I wasn't that old when it was opened. I look forward to the new building. I've heard much about it. I haven't had an opportunity to see it. But I do know that this building has brought a lot of joy and entertainment and resources for the town of Stewiacke and the residents. I know it has offered employment opportunities for some as well. So on behalf of the town and all the residents and the council, I would just like to say congratulations on the new building. And Mr. Mills, Mayor Mills, we are not buying it. Thank you.
I'd now like to ask Edith Patterson to say a few words. As many of you may know, Edith is a lifetime resident of Truro and a steadfast supporter of the library. She has served for many years on the library board, was the founding chair of the Library Foundation, and for a year, starting in 1981, she was the adult services librarian in this building, helping us cover a leave of absence. Edith?
And I think it's because I can remember the opening of this building, but I'm going to go back a bit further. I can remember when the library, if you read in the notes that Janet left in that pamphlet, was located.
Can't hear, buddy.
Civic building. I remember, and I was just a toddling child, of course, when we went to the civic building and you went upstairs, and there, no, before that, we went up, one was the mayor's office. I don't know if that was the room in the front, and then there's another room behind it. And when the children's section was opened, it was in the room behind it. Whoever held it had to go out, and you opened the closet and they took the books out and they kept them there during the week. And then the front room, they opened it up for the adults. Then eventually, of course, the movie theater moved out of there. The IODE in World War II came along, and the library was relocated upstairs. The children's department on the right, the adult on the left. And Miss Blenkinsop was the children's librarian. A very fine woman, but not a very good personality for children. Enough said. Other names are mentioned there. And then I remember the excitement when before that, of course, they moved across the road into the picture the old manual training, whatever you want to call it, building there. And I worked there one summer, and I remember occasionally the birds would fly in and come up the children, but other than that, it was fine. And then the excitement that when this building was planned for, that Truro was mature enough, an adult, or whatever term you want to use, to build a building just for a library, no more makeshift. and I found it very exciting. And I and many others contributed to that. And we've enjoyed it much over the years, and now we're ready to move on. And I think that's about all I'm going to say.
Now I'd like to invite Kathy Smith to say a few words. Kathy was a key member of the Children's Services staff from 1983 to 1992, and 11 years later, in 2003, she joined the founding board of the Library Foundation, on which she continues to serve. So a strong supporter of our library.
Thank you, Janet. And I must tell you that if ever there was a dream job, you should work in the children's department of this library. Hardly a job. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about some outreach that we did in the 80s. At that time, there was a college professor at the Normal College, the Teachers College, whom I knew very well, who was the reading professor. And he wondered if some of the children or the adults who worked in the children's department could come to the Teachers College and talk about the importance of libraries. Now, how great was that? So for a few years, Linda would release two of us to go to the Teachers College and talk about libraries, and we could bring new books and ideas and tell stories. And so all over the province of Nova Scotia, these fledgling teachers have gone out to spread the word about how important public libraries are, and stories and storytelling. It was wondrous. The other thing we did, we used to bring boxes and boxes of discards to the Teachers College so that those who were going out to practice teach could take out some books and bring them with them into their classrooms. Another way we outreached. One summer, I had a cousin come from Neepawa, Manitoba, and she was teaching way up north. She came in a station wagon. Linda said she could take whatever she wanted from the discards. I still don't know how her station wagon made it back up north. In those days, there was no pre-registration for children's programs. Hundreds came. It was wondrous. A couple of the trickier moments were when we used to rent full-length movies from Walt Disney and show them reel-to-reel downstairs with, I don't know how many people, probably the fire marshal wouldn't want to know. The tricky part was, one evening we were showing the movie, but I hadn't quite attached carefully the backup reel that took the movie as it's going through. But somebody happened to notice all the film gathering on the floor. So of course we had to stop and kind of start again. But I want to leave you with one memory that has stuck with me. One summer when the reading club was about to start, we invited everyone we could think of to come to this place. And on that particular afternoon, we had enough people, young and old, to circle this library and give it a hug. It was a wonderful. So although we're going to miss this building and all its wonderful memories, it went out with a hug.
Thank you very much. I'm getting very nostalgic. Thank you. Now, I'd like to ask Bunny and Norval if they would come forward to unveil a commemorative display, and this will be placed in the Historical Collection Room in the new library. And it includes, as you'll see, the centennial plaque, which hung in the front lobby of this library. So that's going over together with two new plaques and to make a trio that will be going up in that room. So if Norval and Bunny, if you could come forward. Yeah. And there we are. So, yeah, so as you can see, it's the one on the far right, of course, is the one that was original to the building. And then local history, much of which is in your program, if you have a copy. And then a list of all of our library board chairs and chief librarians from 1950, when the Colchester-East Regional Library was formed, to date. So. And then finally, in closing, I say thank you to all who made this building possible. When I joined the library in October 1976 as a newly minted librarian, this building was a mere 8 years old. And I was very impressed with all it had to offer. And over the years, my colleagues and I have seen many changes. And one of the most gratifying is seeing young library users growing up and then bringing their children to the library to discover the wonders at the library. And so that will stay with us along with many other good memories of this building. And but as someone said earlier, it's time to move on. But we will take many fond memories with us. And I thank you all for joining us today to help us say goodbye, and for you to say goodbye to your library. And now I invite you to have some refreshments, if you haven't already had a chance to, or have some more, and walk about. And we do encourage you to share your memories in the library's memory journal, which is over, I think, under the large print shelf there where the sign says large print. And again, thank you for sharing the day with us. Thank you very much.